Hello and welcome to another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about internet trolls, and probably more specifically internet trolls in the outdoor sector, like YouTube that I do, YouTube campers. And I tell you what, I've come across a lot, and although this is going to be a light-hearted, well, hopefully light-hearted look at it, but there is a serious element behind this. And the only reason that it's been brought to my attention was a family member has come to me quite upset actually about some things that were said about me. But I'll come on to that at the end, because I do want to emphasise there is quite a serious, moral to this story. But until then, I'm going to try and keep it light-hearted, well, as light-hearted as I can. And I'm also going to be, hopefully camping. I don't know if I'm going to go to the top of the mountain, but I'm going to go to somewhere and get the Storm Star out, my new tent, and camp. Hopefully it'll stand up to the winds okay before talking about these trolly comments and how I deal with them. But for now, let's get cracked on. I'll bring you back later on. Oh. So how am I going to structure this? How am I going to talk about these internet trolls? Well, I'll tell you exactly how I'm going to do that. So my good friend Google, I basically Googled different types of YouTube trolls, and there's 8 apparently. There's the haters, the grievers, the pedantic trolls, the concerned trolls, the obvious trolls, the covert trolls, the attention seekers, and the misinformation spreaders. So I think I've got examples of all of them, but I'll go on a bit further and I'll start talking about the first one. But for now I need to get up the hill a bit further. Oh, right. So I'm just looking at my list of trolls, and number 1 is the haters. These trolls post hateful content targeting individuals or groups based on race, gender, religion, or other characteristics. Let me give you an example. Need to pick up my pole first, right? Here we go. So I've come across these quite a lot. I think these are probably the least imaginative trolls, looking for an easy response. In my case, I get it all about me being Scottish and my accent. And you probably don't see these because, again, I'll come on to what I do to these comments and how I treat them at the end of the video. But I always know when a video is going and getting pushed out by YouTube, because I start to get these comments 99% of the time. It's people having a pop at my Scottish accent, and that's been the case for a long time, or the fact that I'm Scottish. Yeah, one of these ones are the ones that we get most common, and as I said before, I think they're the lazy ones. But I do realise at that point that my video is being pushed by YouTube to people that don't usually see it. So that's the first type of troll. The one we most think of, the haters. Let's go on a bit further and we'll discuss troll type number 2. Look at these colours. Wonderful time of the year. Okay, so the next type of troll is the griever. The grievers, their goal is to cause pain, shame, or embarrassment to others through their comments. So I get that as well. Pain or shame, everybody's an expert nowadays, aren't they? Those sort of people try to shame you into thinking you're doing something wrong, and sometimes you are, but these people get a wee kick. I was just letting you know, they're special people, I call them. I think attention, they require the attention and maybe, vindication of what they're saying. But yeah, I don't like grievers. Yeah, it can shame you. I think another term for it is sometimes cerebral narcissism. I had to look that up. But that falls into the same sort of category when people often like to outsmart you. If you do something and they'll pick you up on it and they'll let you know, you shouldn't be doing that, or that's not how you pronounce it, Murray. My God, you should know better. This is how you do it. So again, definitely special people. I don't do these things, or most people don't do them on purpose, but yeah, cerebral narcissists. Ooh, shiver down my spine. Go and look it up. But yeah, that's the grievers. Some of the grievers might be telling me I've left too late today, and that may be the case, but I was in Aberdeen this morning seeing my son, so I didn't have much choice, hence why I'm coming up here. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to the top before it's dark and find the pitch, because I'm going to a new hill, and I'll tell you the reason for that later on as well, why I'm choosing this hill and not the usual hill that I got up here. But anyway, onwards we go. That's 2 types of trolls discussed. I may put up some, or I may have already put up some snips of such comments that I've had to deal with. Anyway, I'll probably bring you back once I've found a water source and a place to pitch the tent. Let's go. Okay, getting further up the hill, I need to stop and get some water. This is the last spot before getting higher, so I was well doing that now. I might miss the sunset, but hey ho, let's just do that. But before I do that, let's have a look at the third type of troll. Pedantic trolls, also known as grammar police. These trolls focus on correcting minor errors like misspellings to devalue the original poster and derail the conversation. Well, that, I suppose my last example is more relevant, although English was my worst subject at school, and I know in a lot of the posts that I put in there's so many typos, and you definitely get the, what did you call them now, what type of troll are they? The pedantic trolls. Oh my God. You know that shouldn't be spelt like that. Your apostrophe is in the wrong place. And as for my Gaelic, well, my Gaelic's, I don't speak Gaelic, so I do try my best. Oh, I think the worst trolls I've had are people being really nasty about pronunciations, to the point where I've had to block some people. Well, not quite, but anyway, so that's the pedantic troll. There's a lot of people out there like that, unfortunately. Anyway, right, I can hear some water, so I'm away to fill up. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, I'm sweating. Water collected for coffee in the morning. I tell you what, not having much water in my bag has made it so light. The lightest bag I've had for ages, actually. It's lovely. I don't have that much camera equipment with me either, but now I'm loading up with water. It's going to weigh a bit more, but hopefully it won't be long until I can find a pitch. I'm going to take a layer off here. Take my gilet off. Put that in the top here. Oh, right, last push. Really hoping there's somewhere to pitch up here. We've not got much in the way of daylight left. Right, let's get up to the top. Oh, right. Push comes to shove, there's some grass behind me there. Sunset is now over there, it's happening. But I want to go up here just to see if there's anything on the summit. If not, I'll drop back down to that wee spot. Oh, it's cold now. A wee breeze, and until suddenly gets really cold, so bring you back in a minute. Oh, here I am on the summit. Just a wee one, look at that. Look at the view though. Look at the skies. Oh wow. Looks like there's a nice wee spot down here. Oh, once again, I'm fighting the clock. It just seems to be a habit with me now. Oh, maybe I'll get this tent up before the sun goes down at some point. Right, I think there's a flattish ground down here. So, all right, I'm going to try and get pitched here. It's relatively short heather. I've never pitched in this this much heather before, but the grassy bits are all very wet. It's been quite boggy, so yeah, I'm going to try it here, see where the peg's going. Bring you back once the tent's up. Let's get it up before it's too dark. solid as our rock. Right, tent is up thankfully. Whew, took a bit of effort. And I'm right on the edge of a kind of cliff, to be honest with you, and it's quite breezy. Anyway, let's go into troll, I think number 4. The last one was the Pedantic troll, and number 4 is the concern trolls. So the concern trolls, they pretend to be advocates for a cause, but actually undermine it by acting as if they are on the opposing side. So yeah, sometimes get that, people who, I don't know, there's lots of things that people get their knickers in a twist about, don't they? Some of them are certainly worthwhile getting your knickers in a twist about, but it doesn't mean you can be nasty about it, if that makes sense, and more on that later in the video. So those people that pretend to be concerned and they maybe are concerned, but use that to their own advantage, and yeah, just use it as a beating stick really, but there's lots of them as well. Anyway, I said I was going to try and keep this light, isn't it? It's like there is a serious purpose to this, which I said I'll come on to at the end, but yeah, what a night. I still need to get a few bits and bobs done, which I'm going to do, so I'll bring you back in the tent once I'm in it and out of this biting wind. Right, to do my cooking tonight, I'm not going to do it outside the tent just because it's uneven with all that heather, so there's this cool wee rock here, and yeah, I'm just going to do my stove here, make a coffee to have with some sandwiches, and I've got a pot noodle for later on, but for now let's just get a coffee on. Right, shouldn't take long to cook. Oh right, I've had a wee bite to eat. The wind has dropped down quite significantly, which is quite nice. And before I go on to tell you about the next type of troll, let's take this hood off. I did say why I was going to be camping here. So this is Misinformation Moor. It's the hill's about 640 metres. I'm just off the side of it. And the reason that I've come to this one, there's another Corbett over here, Benverachy. It sits at, I don't know, nearly 900 metres. There's a number of reasons why I chose to come here. The first was I'm antisocial, and I did meet a few folk who said there were some people camping on the top already, which is fine, but that's just me being liking my solitude. The second reason is you actually get a nicer view from here, I think, over to Benverachy, or over to the mountain. There's just not as many places to pitch. It's very heathery, not many grassy spots, as I've alluded to. And finally, tomorrow the weather is to go downhill. I'm hoping that the forecasts are right, and it's not due to come in until late morning, but the cloud will be down, so hopefully I'll still get some views, and the cloud won't be enveloped around the mountain in the morning, which it probably will be on the higher top. So that's why I'm here, and it's a lovely little spot actually. If only there was a bit more flat grass or grass to pitch on, but anyway, the stars are out at the moment, the cloud is to increase. Right, let's talk about troll number 5. Let's see what it is. Okay, the next troll is the obvious troll. These trolls are easily identified by their outright, unprovoked hatred and offensive comments. Don't get as many of these ones. These are the downright, don't think about it, don't try to be smart, or just really, really nasty pieces of work. Thankfully, I don't think I get that many. As I said, which I alluded to with the first troll, I do get a lot of comments about, oh, speak English, what's he saying, I need somebody to translate. I think they're quite amusing. As I said, the people that write those haven't put much thought into it. They're a bit boring. I better watch what I'm saying, or I'll get some comments in this video. But the really downright nasty ones, well, yeah, those people, yeah, they need to be reported. Those sorts of comments. Thankfully, I don't get as many of those ones on this channel so far. Let me know actually if you run a YouTube channel yourself. Do you see them? Do you get trolls? I know that in the 15 years or whatever it is I've been doing YouTube, it's only when the channel's really kind of got a wee bit bigger that the trolls come along. They don't tend to, I don't know, expend their energy in smaller channels. And I suppose that's part of the, I don't know, attention-seeking behaviour. They don't see it. They maybe realise they're not going to get as much attention by looking at the small channels and trolling them. But who knows? I don't know. How does the mind of a troll work? Anyway, we're down to the last two, and I will come on. Probably I'll talk to you a wee bit tomorrow, or maybe from the tent, about why this video is being made about these sorts of people. Anyway, that's life, isn't it? It's part of YouTube. I think when you come into it, it's not all roses. You have to have a thick skin. And again, I'll come on to it tomorrow. I'm mentioning trolls in this video. It's not that I get affected by them. It's another reason that I'm talking about this, which will become apparent at the end of the video. But this is actually quite pleasant now. Yeah, it's lovely. I'm going to try and get a time lapse set up. Nice starry skies over here. But as you can see, the moon's out behind me, so there's not going to be that many stars. Cracking. There's a halo around the moon as well, which indicates incoming weather as well. Anyway, right, I'm going to shut up. I'll bring you back later on. Into the tent we go. Oh, right, we're in the tent. And let's move on to troll number... what number are we? I can't remember. 7, 6. 6. I think there was 8 in total. In fact, let me check. There was the haters, the grievers, the pedantics, the concerns, the obvious, so that's 5. There's 8 in total, so we're on number 6. So we're on to the covert trolls. These trolls are more subtle, using methods that are not immediately obvious to overtly hateful to provoke a reaction. So yeah, the covert troll. Yeah, I suppose I get quite a few of those. The coverts usually start off with something along the lines of, "Oh, I really love your channel, but you're an ugly so-and-so, swear word, swear word, swear word." Swear words are always a giveaway. Or, yeah, I love your, I don't know, I love the route that you went up, but you shouldn't be going that way, and only imbeciles go up that way or do what you did. Or, "Oh, I really love your tent, but you just don't know how to use it. You're an idiot." Blah, 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 blah. So they start off usually with something quite nice, and then they sort of say something. Maybe it's not quite as obvious as what I've given you there, but it's obvious that they're looking for a response. So that's the covert one. Let's do 2. Let's do the next one as well. What's the next one? The next one is, attention seekers. Attention seekers. They comment on many posts just to get attention, sometimes to drive traffic to their own content. So yeah, I think this is something I see a lot. It doesn't actually bother me too much, but it does tend to be the same people, I must admit. I don't think sometimes it's... I don't know if you could call this trolling. I think sometimes people don't realise they're doing it, but yeah, for instance, what's an example I get is... I'll do a video where, I don't know, say, I went up Ben Nevis. Response from said troll or person is, "Oh, I've done Ben Nevis 17 times, hopping on one leg, and the same way you did it, but doing it, don't know, going up it in a handstand," or something like that. So it's always trying to better what you've done, or, "Oh yeah, you've got a camper van now, I've got one of them," or I've done this, and this, and I've got one, and I've done that, and I've been there and done it before, people. again, I don't know. I think some of these comments, people don't realise that they're doing it, if I'm being honest with you, but it always seems to be the same people. And I do notice it's not always just on my channel. Sometimes some of them are everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube or, I don't know, anywhere on the internet, the same people appear and always got an opinion, and self-proclaimed experts, shall we say. Some of them are experts. And I don't, by the way, I don't proclaim to be an expert in anything. So especially videos about what makes people trolls. So again, tongue-in-cheek here, firmly tongue-in-cheek. And that leaves, so that's the attention seeker, that leaves one more, which I might just leave until the morning, and I'll then go on to talk about something a bit more serious, and also what I do with trolly comments, and how I deal with them. Right. I do enjoy this tent. This tent is very roomy. I don't know if it's coming out in the camera, but yeah, it's quite nice. I can hear the stags bellowing away, and yeah. I'm just hoping that rain doesn't come in early tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now, and I'll yeah, bring you back in the morning for the last type of troll. See you in a wee while. Right, I've just come out for a pee before going to bed. It's turned into a lovely, lovely evening. There's my tent. That's Pitlochry down there, and you can probably see the line of mist sitting above the River Tay. Lovely. And looking round to the north. No northern lights tonight, but you can see it to the plough. Excuse me. Up there somewhere. There you go, there's a North Star. The last two, these two stars point to the North Star up there, which indicates that's north that way. And then round to Benverachy. It's just such a nice night. The wind's just died down completely. And nearly a full moon up there, illuminating everything, which is making it just lovely. The stags are bellowing. It's nice. So anyway, I've no idea if you'll see me. I'll be out of focus if you can. But yeah, time for bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It is, I don't know, about 7:30. It's round about sunsets now, and the wind has picked up overnight, as you can probably tell. Well, maybe you can't, I don't know. Anyway, the last troll, let's just get this out of the way, done and dusted, is the misinformation spreaders. These trolls deliberately share false information to create a false perception and deceive others. Yeah, I get these as well. I get people saying, you do realise there's rules against that, you can't do that, or you've done that wrong, and you go and look it up and you're like, no, actually, they're speaking nonsense. Sometimes they're not speaking nonsense, but the trolls who are deliberately spreading misinformation do that. So just, as they always say, don't believe everything you read online. Right, I'll come on to a few other things on why I'm doing this and how I deal with them, but let's have a look outside and see what the weather's doing. Ugh. Oh, that's wet. That's wet. Oh dear. Oh, no view, that's for sure. That's the edge of the cliff. Right. Oh, I think I'm just going to try and get packed up. I'll probably bring you back when I'm putting the tent down, because it's time to get off the hill, because there is heavy rain due in about an hour's time, so I want to get at least walking by then, or back by the car. Right, let's go. As you can tell, it's not very pleasant, so time to take this down, but whilst I'm doing this, let me also tell you the reason behind this video today. So, I don't tend to get that bothered. I don't think you can be doing YouTube and social media and all that sort of stuff. You've got to have a thick skin, but a close family member I actually watched a video. It wasn't even a comment. It was a video by another YouTuber. I've not seen it, and I've deliberately not gone to see it given what he said, but he basically said that he was referring to me, and this is what got him upset, as some swear words. A miserable mother something C was mentioned, which I thought was a bit, made me smile. But one thing I can't stand that aggressive sort of that's bullying, isn't it? Cyberbullying. He said it wasn't really just me; it was a few people, but he was, was a bit upset about it. But anyway, taking that aside, I think there's a serious message about trolling, whether it be people making videos about you or just the comments that I went through those 8 types of trolls. Me personally, it's like water off a duck's back. Honestly, you develop a thick skin, and I'll come on to my response to these trolls on the way down, but the serious message is, people out there, not everyone has that, and it doesn't matter who it is. It could be the most famous person, could be a TV personality. The people at the end of the day, they're not immune to these horrible comments, and mental health and can be affected by it. So all I'm saying is, if you're out there and you do make comments which are maybe not trolly, but not the nicest, what I'm trying to say is be nice to people. Let's just cut this video down, this segment down to just be nice to people. Don't be nasty. Don't sit behind the keyboard and make these comments. Maybe think about it. Put yourself in those people's boots for a wee while, and maybe just step back and think about what you're doing. Anyway, here endeth the lesson. Anyway, I'm going to get this tent down, as you can see, slowly but surely, and I will. I'll bring you back on the way down, and I'll tell you how I deal with these comments that I get on the channel. So, right, let's get this bad boy down. Oh, it's miserable and cold. In fact, I'm going to get my gloves on for walking down. Anyway, I was going to do a bit to camera walking down, but my wee action cam I've left in the tent. I didn't think there was something hard in there. Well, I'm hoping I've left it in the tent. Anyway, I can take this off now. Just one last bit. So what do I do? Well, when I get these trolling comments, and I want to just say that 99.9% of the comments I get on YouTube and X and Instagram and all these sorts of things are all lovely, really nice, and it's such a nice community we've got here. I would say all the trolling comments come from out with the people that watch my videos, but when they do come, as I said, it's sometimes a good sign, because it shows that the video is usually going to be it's going to be pushed out by YouTube. But anyway, what do I do when I get these comments? Well, I do absolutely nothing. Well, and when I say nothing, I mean I don't respond to them, because that's what these people want. They want to engage. They want to know that their comments hit the nerve or upset you, or they've always got a reason behind it. And if you don't respond, and I don't like any of you guys responding to them either, so I use something called hide user from channel, which is a fantastic thing that YouTube does. So I can click on the channel or on the comment and press this hide user from channel, and by all intents purposes that person thinks their comment's still live, and they still think that everybody can see it, but nobody can see it. It's taken off the feed, and I do that because a lot of the time when I've had these comments, nice people have kind of stepped in and challenged them, and that's what they want. So I don't want them to get any exposure at all, so that's what I do. I never respond. I think if I've got a tip for anyone out there doing YouTube, just don't respond to them. That's what feeds them. And in my own perverse little way, I get a wee kick out of knowing that these trolls are coming back and looking and wondering why nobody's responding to their comments. It's a great feature by YouTube, so well done. Anyway, yeah, as I said, please be nice to people out there. life's short and there's no point being miserable and negative and doing these sorts of things. So for all of you guys that watch this, oh, there's a deer right behind the camera. Wow. That was a bit surreal in the mist. Literally about 10 yards away, it just popped up over the hill. I think it was about as frightened as I was. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please don't leave any trolly comments or you'll just be getting hide user from channel treatment. Yeah, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll see you next week for another adventure. Right, let's get off this hill before the weather gets really, really bad.